Hey everybody, I am going to show you how to use an X-Acto knife, which is a cutting device that is more efficient than scissors. Scissors can only do so much. It can do a lot. Like I can get really close to the throat of my scissors and make a lot of little tiny details happen that way. But if I try to go zigzag out, it's a little bit harder to do some of these little tiny details with with a pair of scissors rather than an X-Acto knife. So the first thing is when we look at this, it is very blunt. This is a dangerous X-Acto knife. You want to make sure that your X-Acto knife has a point to it. So if it looks like it's been broken off by somebody that's pressed too hard, what you need to do is back here, you unscrew this little thing. I know I need to redo my nail polish, it's a mess. And then once it's loose, you can loosen that guy up and then put the new blade in. Okay, and then once it's in, then you tighten it up. If you need me to check it, you can, but it should be in there pretty tight. It shouldn't be moving around at all. So if it is, maybe you gotta just tighten it back up again. So something with X-Acto knives is we never cut towards our hand or our flesh in any way. So we always make sure these are not in line because if somehow it jumped, then I will end up slicing my finger off rather than the paper. So what you want to do is have it off to the side, so you can cut towards your body, but you can't touch towards your hand. Okay. And now something that I can do here instead of turning my blade is I turn the paper with the blade. And that's how we get those nice curved marks. If it's not coming up, what you can do is you can very carefully wiggle your blade in there and then just kind of push. And that should loosen it up pretty well. So let me just go ahead and cut the rest of this. You don't want to go so deep that you're cutting through the cutting board. So I pressed pretty lightly there and it cut right through. So again, spinning the paper instead of the blade is going to be a more efficient use of the material. Okay, something that scissors can't do that X-Acto knives can is of course cut things in the middle of the page. Okay, so see if that guy's out, and again, if it's stuck, you want to make sure that you don't have all that. So then your Notan would be like that. It's cute. So say that I want, it's a fall themes, pretend, and I want a leaf in the middle of my page. So that's when the X-Acto knife comes in. So you can cut things in the middle. And I just like to pop it out. Sometimes it doesn't work. So again, make sure that finger is not behind the blade, it's off to the side. It's number one rule. And then I could choose to put this on this side of the Notan. Pretend this is the corner of my Notan right here. Okay. Or I could choose to put it, so again, I could choose to put it on this side, like this. Or I could flip it this way and put it on this side. I do not have that choice with ones that are on the edge. It needs to be on the edge because I can't flip this, you know, all the way over here. It just doesn't make sense. So only when objects are in the middle can you choose to flip them to the side or over to the other side. I could maybe even put this here. So it just really depends on how you want to design it. And yeah, so that is how to use the X-Acto and change out the blade and be safe while you're cutting. So again, the number one rule is never to have a finger behind your blade.